Hi there, and welcome once again to In Your Corner. I am John Scholes. He is Sivan Tumarkin. Lots of stuff on the show today. First, you want to reach out anytime. Help at inyourcorner.ca, and 1-833-IN-YOUR-CORNER is the number. We will get to a little later on, Sivan, the top 3 reasons why you should call the right disability. Well, you can call the wrong disability lawyer, but you'll regret that one. We're going to tell you why you got to contact the right one. But first, a story from the desk of Sivan. Your choice of things you want to talk about today, pal. What's on your mind?
You know, John, it's been such a busy couple of weeks. I can tell you we've had an interesting week last week. We had 4 long-term disability claims that have been successfully reversed. What do I mean by that? I mean that as soon as my team got into the picture and helped the individuals who were denied or cut off long-term disability by their insurance companies, as soon as the lawyers on my team, they weren't me, not this time,
right.
But as soon, there were 2 lawyers in my office. Each of them had 2 cases last week where the insurance companies, after we got into the picture, started a legal claim, they reversed course. So you're talking about individuals who were cut off disability or denied, told you are not eligible for long-term disability. We got into the picture, started a legal claim, forced the insurance company's hand. Insurance company comes back and says, we are going to put that person back on claim, or we're going to approve their claim. And this is despite the fact that initially, upon reviewing all the medical documentation, they said, no, you don't qualify, or no, we don't think you should be getting paid anymore. And again, what's the lesson here? The lesson here is that unless you stand up for your rights, or unless you question the insurance company, unless you come to us and have us help you, you are going to be one of those hundreds, if not thousands of people who leaves money on the table, money that is owed to you by the insurance company, and let the insurance company get away with it. Don't be one of those people. And those were 4 successful stories last week. Amazing.
I think it shows as well that they obviously, when you got involved and made the phone call or wrote the letter, they don't want to go to court. They don't want this to go all the way become a court case. They're like, no. Okay, we get it. You know, you had the alarm behind the back, right?
Well, that's the thing. You know, one of the things that insurance companies don't want you to know is that you have legal rights.
Right.
People out there think there's a myth out there that an insurance company is this behemoth, a mammoth, that if you were to challenge anything it says, they're just going to do whatever they want with you. You're nothing. You're a fly to them. That's precisely the opposite is the truth. And the reason I'm saying that is because I used to work for insurance companies, and I can tell you that insurance companies are betting on people walking away from their rights. And as soon as you are saying no, as soon as you are saying to yourself, I'm going to stand up for my rights, or I'm going to get help, which is where we come in, to have somebody stand up for your rights, to be in your corner, to take the fight to them, as soon as you do that, the tone of the insurance company changes. And we use legal tools at our disposal to force them to pay what they owe.
Would it be fair to say that had these 4 cases not contacted you and got you involved, you and your team, the insurance company wouldn't have budged? A very, very slim chance they would have said, you know what, you're right, we'll reinstate your benefits.
Why would they budge?
Yeah.
Why? As soon as they're denying your claim, or as soon as they tell you you don't deserve money anymore, you can appeal, you can go through their charade, these internal appeals where they ask you to send in more documentation or, do other stuff. Look, at the end of the day, John, insurance companies are in the business of making money. And one of the ways that they make money is by telling you you have no case.
Right.
Not because you really have no case, but because they're telling you that you have no case. But as long as you know you are disabled, as long as your doctors are supporting you and are saying in writing that you are disabled from working, the insurance company should not be able or allowed to deny your claim. And that's where we come in. And so you're asking about those 4 people? Well, I can tell you, John, that up until they came to us, they got 0 from the insurance company. So what would have happened had we not gotten involved? You know what? I'm afraid to think for them, because each one of these 4 individuals have families, they have mortgages, they have kids. Mm-hmm. I'm just happy that we were able to help them, and I'm happy that we're able to help so many other people each and every week.
1-833 In Your Corner, or help at inyourcorner.ca as well, or inyourcorner.ca. That is a good resource to find where you can catch the radio show that we do every week as well. And as part of the radio shows, actually under the firm, Lawyer does the employment side, and on that radio show we get a lot of phone calls. Some of those kind of cross over to disability and injury law, so we like to cherry pick those calls, play them back, and get you to comment on them, right? We'll get to a call now.
My question is about long-term disability. A lot of companies have short-term, then it can go into long-term. Now, you can have a case agent phone you and say on the phone, you've been accepted, your claim, and then they literally can phone you 2 days later and say, oh, you've been denied. I was wondering, can they do that? And is it true that a doctor can still say you cannot work, but because you're in long-term, they can still turn you down your claim?
All good points, right?
Very good points. And people, they're perplexed. They don't understand how it is that you're approved one day and the next day or the next week or the next month, you're suddenly denied, or you're told you have to go back to work, or your doctor's reports don't matter anymore. Here's the thing. These adjusters, these insurance companies, again, are in the business of looking out for their master.
Sure.
And their master is corporate, right? The insurance company, the bottom line for the insurance company, despite the fact that they make billions of dollars in profit. So do they have the right to cut you off? Of course they have the right, but you have the opposite right to challenge them. Yeah. And as soon as you challenge them, they shift gears. They're now thinking, okay, what do we have to do to shut this down? And I'm not talking again about you just appealing a decision, right? Because they always invite you to appeal their decisions. I'm talking about when we start a legal claim, when we are now using the legal arsenal of weapons that we have to hit back at the insurance company, they now shift their mindset to how can we stop bleeding money in defending this claim?
Right.
And that's when a settlement often happens. It takes a little bit of time, doesn't take years, it takes a little bit of time, but we get results. And we're not talking about $1, $10, $100. I mean, I'm talking about literally 6 figures, if not 7-figure settlements for our clients.
How does the doctor portion factor into that? I mean, your doctor really has the final say, your medical practitioner, or your team for that matter, right?
Well, imagine, John, that you're suffering from anything, any disability, whether it's depression, whether it's cancer, whatever it is, God forbid, and you have an oncologist, or you have a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, or a rheumatologist, whoever, or a family doctor. And these individuals who are treating you, who have medical expertise, are writing unequivocally to the insurance company saying, you cannot work because of this disability. And the insurance company turns around and says, not good enough. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? What do you think is going to happen if we push this all the way through and get in front of a judge? You think a judge is going to buy the insurance company's argument that these doctors don't know what they're talking about? Of course, a judge will not buy it. Yeah. And of course, a judge will hit the insurance company on the head and force them to pay you what you owe, so long as you have those doctors behind you.
Right.
Insurance companies know that, but they don't want you to know that. And that's exactly, again, where we come in. Because not only do we highlight that to the insurance company, but we then start interacting with your doctors, and we start getting even more information, more substance to throw at the insurance company. And again, the insurance company then has to decide, do we want to defend this claim, continue defending it, in the hopes that maybe this person will simply walk away, or do we want to pay money now because we know they're not going to walk away, right. They understand their rights.
The 3 mistakes people make when they are denied long-term disability. This is a big one. Stick around for it. We'll get to that. 1-833 In Your Corner, and help at inyourcorner.ca as well. That is an email address to use. Lots more In Your Corner is on the way right here. Stick around.
You lost your job. They only gave you 2 weeks of severance per year worked. But where can you find out what you're really owed?
I'm going to severancepaycalculator.com.
Find out how much you're owed right now. severancepaycalculator.com.
You've been denied long-term disability. You think you're powerless, but you have a lot more power than you think. I'll tell you a secret. It's a numbers game for the insurance company. They're betting on you walking away from money that they owe you. Don't make that mistake. We resolve disability claims all the time. We force insurers to pay what they owe. We're in your corner.
Call Sivan and his team, 1-833 In Your Corner, or go to inyourcorner.ca. You were being harassed, and when you said something about it, you're the one who lost your job. Now what are you going to do?
I'm going to employmentlawyer.ca.
Always check with the employment lawyer first at employmentlawyer.ca.
It is inyourcorner.ca, the website, or help at inyourcorner.ca to send an email along. The phone number, simple, 1-833 In Your Corner. You can't get past that or forget it. I wanted to talk about this, Sivan, this show, the top 3 reasons why you should call the right disability lawyer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Don't want to call the wrong one, so listen to these and never make that mistake ever again. Number 1, they will deal with the insurance adjuster on your behalf, so you don't have to speak with them anymore. That is a lot of frustration relieved.
Yeah, it's a lot of frustration relieved. And, people who are dealing with insurance companies on their own, they feel outgunned and they feel bullied.
Intimidated, right?
Intimidated, it's the correct word. And it was, I think, a few weeks ago, I think it was on this show or another show that I've done, where I mentioned a case with a lady who came to us who actually had a lawyer supposedly assisting her with a long-term disability claim, and yet the lawyer let her continue to deal directly with the insurance adjuster. No. What is the point for the lawyer then? Look, as soon as the lawyer gets involved, as soon as we get involved, the insurance company is not allowed to talk to our clients directly anymore. So the calls stop, the letters stop, the emails stop. We are now dealing directly with the insurance company. The individual can just focus on trying to get better, following their doctor's recommendations. So you have to make sure that whichever lawyer you go to, if it's not us, if it's someone else that you want to go to for whatever reason, you want to make sure that they will deal with the insurance company on your behalf. You should not be speaking with the adjuster.
That's a nice benefit. I mean, in any case, when you're off on a disability, but especially if it's something in the, you know, the mental capacity, if you're having,
Yes.
I mean, that's, man, you don't need that. You don't need the hassle.
No, you don't. But even in a physical context.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you're going through depression, if you have PTSD, or again, if you have anything else, you have chronic pain, you can't get out of bed for whatever reason. I mean, you should not have to deal with the you should not have to battle your illness, try and get better, and at the same time battle the insurance company.
Right.
This is where we come in and we battle the insurance company for you. That's the whole point of having us there.
Top 3 reasons you need that right disability lawyer. Number 2 is they will force the insurance company to pay what you are owed. The key word there being owed. Right?
Owed,
Yeah.
exactly. Some people think that, nah, I don't want to be one of those people who starts legal claims, you know, ambulance chasers. Look, it's your choice. If we're telling you you have a case, we're not going to tell you you are forced to then do something about that. We're telling you, here's your option. You are owed this money. Here's what I think that we can get for you that is owed to you. Highlight, underline the word owed. Premiums were paid to the insurance company for exactly this reason, to give you a safety net. And if they're not honoring their obligations under the policy, it's our obligation to force them to honor it and to give you the money that you are owed. Now, again, we're talking about to pay you what you are owed. And this is important because when I worked for insurance companies a long time ago, I remember settling cases on behalf of the insurance company where the lawyers for the injured or disabled individuals were not getting everything that my client owed them. And you have to make sure that you don't undersell your client. It's no different than if you were to sell a house. If the house is worth $1 million and your agent is willing to settle for $200,000, what's the point of having that agent?
Right.
So you want to make sure that you go to a lawyer that knows this area of law and understand what pressure points to press against the insurance company to force the insurance company to pay you what you are owed.
Last point we'll take on this one, the top 3 reasons why you need the right disability lawyer. And this is hard to believe, but I know it happens. They will protect you, the law firm will, against unfair tactics and bullying by the insurance company.
Again, very important to go to the right disability lawyer or the right injury lawyer. The insurance company has a whole arsenal of tactics that they can use to deploy to shake you off claim.
Yeah.
To try and get you off, to make you walk away, to make you give up.
To get rid of you.
Yeah, and the thing is that there are a lot of lawyers out there, and some of them know their stuff, some of them don't. Some of them don't have the character or the ability or the resilience to take on the insurance company. And you know what, John? In my firm, and we're not just talking about disability now, we're talking about employment law, if you're an employee that's been dismissed, or if you've been injured in an accident, or if you've been cut off by an insurance company. If our client is hit by the other side, we're going to hit 10 times harder. We're going to take the fight to them. And we know what the end game is going to be. And we're going to tell you what your options are. And that's very, very important. We're not going to let them shake you off. We're not going to let them bully you. Why? Because they have to go through us now.
You want to contact Sivan, member of his team, anytime, 1-833-IN-YOUR-CORNER. Email is help@inyourcorner.ca. A viewer, in fact, his name is Jason, simply Jason, writes in at that email address. I'm going to read this to you, Sivan. I know you want to answer it. And to expand on this one, says, my father, a financial consultant, had a stroke at work and has been unable to move part of his body ever since. He was denied LTD because the insurer says he can do his sedentary job from home. That's what they claim. That's not true. He still needs to meet with clients and travel. Is there a point, there you go, is there a point to challenging the insurer? They can probably outfight us.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I mean, you're talking about
already
something
intimidated.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
And again, it's gaslighting. Yeah. They are led to believe that they have no rights or that there is no point even challenging the insurance company. So Jason did the right thing in contacting us, and we get contacted a lot by family members, friends, concerned individuals, not for themselves, but people they know. And here's the thing. What's the insurance company saying in this case with Jason's father? They're saying, oh, you can do your job from home. Come on, give me a break. Talking about bullying tactic to try and shake him off claim. Now, this individual here is a financial consultant. Presumably, he's making good coin. So just imagine that the insurance company is thinking, if we can avoid paying him, we're going to save a lot of money, right? No. As long as the doctors are supporting this person being off work and are saying that he is disabled from doing his job at home and in the office, he has a case. You don't appeal those decisions.
No.
You simply start a legal claim. You start a process that the insurance company then has to respond to. They have no choice. You see, here's the thing people don't understand. As soon as we start that legal process, the insurance company can simply dictate what they want to happen, which is what they do in most instances when there is no legal claim. As soon as we start a legal claim, we are now in control of the process. They have to deal with us. And that's why, at some point down the road, not that far off, by the way, it doesn't take that long to resolve these claims, we are able to come to a resolution with the insurance company. Because the insurance company would rather settle than take this all the way to court.
And isn't it also true that once you get involved, now it leaves the hands of an adjuster who really doesn't know on your level what to do? Now it's with one of their lawyers. Now you can talk the same language,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's exactly correct. The person who has been handling your claim, so in Jason's father's case, once we start the legal claim, we are now going to be dealing with a different adjuster, most likely. An adjuster at the insurance company whose job it is, whose task it is, to shut the claim down or to try and bring it to a resolution. And there's also going to be a defense lawyer that's either hired externally or someone that works for the insurance company. Again, these are not the same people who denied the initial claim. These are people who are tasked now with trying to resolve this claim. Why are they trying to resolve this claim? Because the insurance company is paying them to resolve this claim. Their job is very different than the initial adjuster, and that's very, very important to understand.
Coming up, how you should react when your LTD appeal is denied. That's very important stuff. Stick around for it. 1-833 in your corner and help at inyourcorner.ca as well. Lots more in your corner straight ahead. Hang on.
You lost your job. They said they had a good reason, but you think you've been wrongfully dismissed. Now what are you going to do?
I'm going to employmentlawyer.ca.
Always check with the employment lawyer first at employmentlawyer.ca.
Insurance companies deny long-term disability claims all the time. They give lots of excuses. Don't give up. I've seen it all. They've ignored your doctors, they've ignored you. You're angry and you're frustrated. But there's hope. We resolve disability claims all the time. We force insurers to pay what they owe. We're in your corner.
Call Sivan and his team, 1-833 in your corner, or go to inyourcorner.ca. You thought you had a secure job. You didn't see it coming. Now what do?
I'm going to employmentlawyer.ca.
Always check with the employment lawyer first at employmentlawyer.ca.
Hey, welcome back to In Your Corner. There's many ways to get a hold of Sivan and his team. The phone number, 1-833 in your corner. Email is help at inyourcorner.ca. And one we've been using for a long time and on the radio show as well, mydisabilityquestions.com. I'm going to read one of these out that we got, Sivan. And you can talk about it quite simply. It says, again, mydisabilityquestions.com. I'm 48 and have worked as a nurse for over 20 years. I have MS and can't work anymore. I applied for LTD, long-term disability, and I was denied last week. I'm unionized. Can I have you help me, or do I have to go straight to my union?
So we can help the vast majority of unionized employees who are cut off or denied long-term disability. Here's the thing with going to your union. In some instances, we are not able to help you. We have to look at the collective agreement. The collective agreement holds the key to figuring out whether or not we can actually help you, and that takes us literally 2 minutes. As soon as we look at your collective agreement, we do a search on it, and we can tell you very quickly. If we can help you, in other words, if you are one of those many people, unionized employees, that have been cut off or denied long-term disability and we can help you, my suggestion is that we help you as opposed to your union. Think about that for a second. Your union doesn't have expertise in long-term disability. The union lawyers are not there, generally speaking, to deal with disability types cases. They're there to deal. They are there to deal with workplace issues and contraventions of the collective agreement, right? When it comes to overtime and vacation, things like that. So we can definitely help. And in this case, this person who emailed us or posted the question to mydisabilityquestions.com, I mean, she has MS, she can't work, and she's denied her claim. Can you imagine? I mean, she would have had medical documentation. She was, we would have presented to the insurance company. I don't even understand how the insurance company is denying her.
Odds.
It's the odds, exactly. They are assuming that she's going to walk away. Or they're assuming she's going to go to her union, and her union is going to say,
and not know what to do.
You have no rights.
Right.
Exactly. So you have to be very careful about the kind of advice you're getting from your union. Not because they don't want to help you, but because they may not have the expertise to help you.
I want to move on to an email. Again, help@inyourcorner.ca. This one from Emily says, my long-term disability claim was denied well over a year ago. My first appeal of the decision failed, and I've just filed my second appeal. Here we go. Should I call you for help if the second appeal is denied as well? You mean when it's denied?
Yeah,
really
when it's
happen,
denied.
right?
And Emily, I'm glad that she wrote to us. And I would say, let the appeal go through, but let's connect right now. The odds are that your appeal is going to fail. I don't know that as a fact, but I'm saying the odds are because generally speaking, these appeals are internal. Well, not generally. These are internal processes. The control and power over what happens with your appeal is with the insurance company.
Same people that cut you off.
The same people, exactly.
Right.
So why would they reverse course? And you don't have to wait until the appeal is over, until you're rejected, a week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, to come to us. We can help you now. In fact, realistically, if we actually get involved now, the odds of them either reversing course or wanting to come to the table to try and settle your case are that much higher. And here's something else, John. I have people calling me after they've exhausted 2 appeals, 3 appeals, etc. A year has passed, 2 years have passed. Right? First of all, remember, you have 2 years from the date you were first denied to start a legal claim. Beyond that 2-year period, you now risk not being able to advance a legal claim. What does that mean? It means that you may not be able to legally force the insurance company to pay you what you're owed. But here's the thing. People come to us after several appeals, a year has passed, a year and a half has passed, and they ask us, can you help us? Yes, we can help you. But realistically, if we were to help you, or if you would have come to us back when you were first denied, it would have been a year now that you would have had already money in your pocket. In other words, you've just postponed a potential settlement by a year or 2 years or however long. Don't wait. It's a waste of time. We can help you now.
1-833 in your corner is the number, and I mentioned it before, mydisabilityquestions.com. That is a wonderful resource to ask your questions when we're not on your TV right now. We'll get to another one here. It says from mydisabilityquestions.com, if someone becomes disabled as a result of a car accident they themselves caused, not someone else, can they still get LTD? Can the adjuster reject their claim because the accident was their fault? No.
Long-term disability has nothing to do with fault. We also handle car accidents and slip and falls and other types of accidents. So if you're injured as a result of someone's negligence, somebody caused the accident, or you slipped and fell and there was ice, whatever, we can help you with those claims. But if you're dealing with long-term disability, it doesn't matter how you've become disabled. If you are disabled from working and your doctors say that you are disabled from working, then the insurance company should be approving your claim, again, on the basis of what your doctors are saying.
Okay.
So that's very important to understand. It has nothing to do with whether your disability was your fault or not. I mean, imagine somebody saying, I have lung cancer, I've been smoking for 50 years.
Your fault.
Exactly. The insurance company is saying, we're not going to cover you for that. No. And remember, we always go to the long-term disability policy. That's the contract between the insurance company and the individual. And you're not going to see a provision in there that says, because this is your fault, we are henceforth not paying you. That's not going to happen. Okay? So again, if you are disabled, your doctors are saying you are disabled from working, you've been denied or cut off, we can probably help you.
An email comes in from Garen. Again, it is help@inyourcorner.ca. Garen writes, says, the insurance company wants me to undergo an assessment to determine what other jobs I can do. Do I have to do one of the jobs identified in that assessment? What are my rights when the insurer pushes me back to another job?
So generally you see this kind of an assessment happen around that two-year mark of being on LTD. Why? Because to qualify for long-term disability in the vast majority of cases, for the first 2 years, you have to demonstrate and prove through your doctors that you can't do your job.
Your own occupation.
Your own occupation. Beyond the 2-year mark, the test changes. It becomes more difficult to meet. The test becomes, can you do any occupation, any job, but not just any job, any job for which you're suited for by training, education, or experience. So if you're an orthopedic surgeon, they can't tell you you can go and become a barista at Starbucks. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what you were trained for. That's not, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, there's a reasonable standard, and, we're looking at the facts here. But the question that is being asked by Garen here, if they've identified 10 jobs that they say you can do, and legitimately you cannot do those jobs, and your doctors are saying you cannot do those jobs, or those jobs are not, what you've been trained for or what you have experience in, no, you have no obligation to do those. I mean, you should call us and we can tell you exactly what it is that you should or should not do. But it's very important to understand that, no, you don't have to do what the insurance company says, especially if you and your doctors are both saying that you're unable to go back to work at the present time.
The obviously relationship or the distance between being a neurosurgeon and a barista, both good jobs, that's fine, but there's obviously a huge change in pay and responsibility. Does the insurance company generally know? Are they smart enough to know that when they give you a list of 10 jobs, okay, barista, don't put that one on there. Okay, he's not going to work in a bookstore. Or do they actually do that?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I've seen a lot of things, come across my desk. Remember that the insurance companies usually hire third parties, usually assessors, people who have some expertise in vocational training or retraining. And there can be different types of experts that they will have you see in order to assess whether or not you can do any other job. But again, it really comes down to you looking at that list and saying, am I able to do it? Both from a physical standpoint as well as a mental standpoint, in addition to whether or not you have any training or education or experience. And again, I'm not saying you should simply stay at home and not try to go back to work. What I'm saying is you should listen to your body, listen to your doctors. And if your doctors are saying that you are not ready to go back, and if you're looking at those 10 lists of jobs and you're saying, I can't do these jobs, the insurance company should have no right to force you back. I've had people, John, in their late 50s and early 60s who have done one thing and one thing only for 30 or 40 years, who are told, like let's say, manual labor as an example, and then they're told, oh yeah, you can go and become a computer programmer or whatever. Are you kidding me? I mean, really, what judge is going to buy that? But again, what is the insurance company trying to do? They're trying to shake you off claim. They're trying to tell you, look, you have all these options. You're being unreasonable. Right? Gaslighting. They're telling you that you are wrong. They're telling you you don't know yourself. They are telling you your doctors are wrong. No, that's not the way it is. That's not the way it works. You know exactly if you're able to go back to work. Your doctors know if you can go back to work. And as long as both of you say, no, I am unable to go back to work, the insurance company cannot force you to go back to work.
Just about to wrap it up for today, my friend. What do you got for a takeaway as we get down the last couple minutes?
John, I want to talk about something that's quite important, that I see quite a lot with people that I interact with on a daily basis, and that's loneliness. The feeling of being alone. And a lot of you out there, if you are fighting an insurance company or you are dealing with an adjuster that is unsympathetic, you feel alone, you feel bullied, there is a sense of defeat that permeates your life. It permeates every day. You're trying to get better, you're trying to follow the doctor's advice, doctor's recommendation, but the insurance company keep telling you you're doing this wrong, or you haven't tried this, or you haven't tried that. And you feel alone. You feel that you can't fight them. You feel that there's no one literally in your corner to help you challenge the insurance company's assertions that you are not trying your best. You are not alone. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I want everybody to understand. You are not alone. Even when it comes to just getting the information you need to make a decision, you are not alone. They want you to feel alone because that's how they gain power over you. As soon as you understand that you are not alone, that we can give you the information you need, that we will support you, that we will take the fight to the insurance company directly, John, the sense of power that people get from that, relief. I've had doctors telling me that it's even affected their well-being, that they've actually gotten better. Wow. So you are not alone. We are here to help. We are willing to help. We will gladly help.
In Your Corner, done for another week. 1-833 In Your Corner at help@inyourcorner.ca. Till next time, we'll see you.